Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand from Night Carver Design. And today on the show, I have Brandy Aube. I've met Brandy a few times over the years at various maker events, and she's always a delight to hang out with. She does some amazing work with metal, and I hope you really enjoy getting to know her. I gotta say, I had a pleasure, and she is just so fun to talk to. I actually had to trim this episode up quite a bit because we just got into like a conversation rather than an interview. So I hope you enjoy what you're able to hear here. And a huge thank you to Sabertooth Power Carving for sponsoring the show. You can use Night Carver 10 in all caps to save 10% on your purchase. All right, on with the show. I love it. What's going on behind you there? Is that a dog sleeping?
There's a dog here. There's a dog here. They'll probably...
The dog in the corner is just staying so still, though. I was like, is that a dog that's passed away that's just hanging out with us? Like,
yeah, she passed away 3 days ago. I just haven't moved her.
Just like a little lawn ornament now.
Willa.
Oh, there we go. There's the face. Oh my God, so cute.
I'm upstairs. It's a mess up here. I'm kind of blocking most of it.
Where are we in your house?
Up in the loft. These rails I made.
I love those. I was staring at those.
The center panel is a Comico screen that I got at a flea market that I adapted.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this is like the office sewing, shipping area, everything.
It's a sweet spot to have.
It is. It's nice.
And then with that decorative metal work too, like that's just beautiful. Like at least it's a pretty place to work too.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, our staircase leading up to this was built.
I just saw that. Yeah, I was scrolling through your page and I was like amazed. It looks like you were just like making things for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're like going really fast.
This was right whenever we built our house.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and I was pregnant, so I had a timeline. I gotta get these things going. I gotta get them done.
I feel like we all do that to ourselves. Like when you're pregnant or something like that, it's like, okay, now I've got to do all of this now. Go.
Well, yeah, and I didn't know. I wasn't expecting that when we started building our house. I was like, oh shit. we got pregnant like right before we started building, and I was like, I really had a lot of things planned. Hopefully I can get them done, and I did.
Did you? Did you get them all done, or is there still something you have outstanding that you want to do?
Oh, there's just things in a house that never really got finished, and it wasn't because I was pregnant. It's just because I don't know.
After a while, it's like you can live with it.
Yeah.
Not that you like it, but it's like
no. Yeah. My cousin, my first cousin is an OBGYN. Well, she was she delivered my son. So I'd call her. I'm like, can I paint? Can I weld? Can I do this? She's like, yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
That's nice to have, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, paranoia.
Oh, yeah. Well, you want to make sure you're not doing anything that's going to endanger the kid. And
oh, yeah. I thought I was damaging his hearing by operating a metal saw.
My kids would be deaf then because I played music very loud in my car. I had an hour commute each way, and I'd be like,
well, you see, they're muffled pretty good in there. So
yeah, there's padding, there's insulation.
A lot. Yeah. Still paranoid. I would wrap a tool belt around my belly just to insulate my like how silly.
Oh man. How long have you been welding for?
23 years.
Wow. What got you into it?
23 years. Right after I graduated college. That was in 99. I was, for the most part, in school for product design, and one of my classmates worked while we were in college together. He worked at a classic car restoration company, and he had he was into stuff like that. Of course, we had the same major, so we were interested in the same things.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a little welding, one of those little Home Depot, uh, Lincoln NASCAR welding machines in his shop, and he's like, "You want to learn how to weld?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then that was, I mean, like he was like, "Okay, you just got to set it right and blah blah blah," and that was it. I was hooked. It was awesome.
What'd you learn on? What were you doing?
MIG welding.
MIG welding? Okay. That's awesome. And is
And
that
that
what you
was
do now, or do you do a little everything now?
I do mostly MIG welding, although I just got back from Lincoln
I
and
saw that.
MIG welding,
Yeah.
which I had very little experience doing, and so now I'm a little more emboldened to tackle it in my own shop.
For those who don't know, can you kind of explain the two differences? Like, I only know from watching all of you wonderful people. Otherwise, I would have no clue.
Sure, MIG welding is probably the simplest. You have one, I call it a whip with a gun, and the wire and the gas comes out of that one gun.
Okay.
So very easy. You can do it one-handed. I often use my hand, a gloved hand, as a clamp, pack things down, and
Hmm.
hold it down. TIG welding is a little more delicate, where you have your electrode and gas coming out on one hand and your filler wire coming out on another, which you don't have to use
Oh,
filler wire,
okay.
but and you control the speed at which you apply this filler wire. So it's complicated. Plus you have a foot controlling the amperage.
Oh,
So it's like
man.
playing the drums. Every limb is doing something different.
Hmm.
So it's really you have to have some coordination, which I need to work on.
Yeah, I was gonna say people who are athletic might have like an advantage of that. They're not used to using their body for very
Yeah.
particular things.
And athletic, I am not.
Not yet. If you're
never
into it.
never played never played sports or anything. So it's a
I did
little.
basketball, and
You
I
did.
I played a lot of sports growing up with I grew up in a neighborhood of all boys. So
Oh,
it was, yeah. I was a family of all girls. It's just three of us girls, but the neighborhood was all male, so it was like just sports all the time growing
that's
up.
awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
My dad didn't watch sports. Never. He was a welder though, but
Okay.
he's a pretty badass TIG welder too. But he never taught me. He's still around. He doesn't have he doesn't have that teacher in him.
My
You know,
dad welds too, and I've never been taught how to weld,
really.
which is interesting. Like my dad's not a welder, he was a mechanic. He does like a little bit of everything.
Oh,
But yeah, I never got taught how to weld either. He taught me the scroll saw, and like that was like the rest of the stuff we kind of just like learned with him. Like I learned how to use a lot of tools with my dad, but never welding.
no, my dad was not a very patient man, so we just kind of kept away from him. And he's proud of me. Actually he bought my first welding machine for him. He gifted a welding machine when I was
Love it.
22. I was 22 years old for Christmas. He got me a welding machine of my very own. So
That's
then I could
nice.
like go out on me and that. It was a little Miller machine. We made some shit together.
That's
We
awesome.
made a lot of things together. Yeah.
And it's special because, it came from him and now you're doing something that he did. Even though he didn't transfer those skills to you, it's still like a cool family thing.
He did. Well, yeah, in a way he did. I'm very mechanical like he is.
Mm.
He's an inventor. He's done a little bit of everything. So my mom used to sew all of our clothes when we were
Oh, I
little.
love. Okay, so you grew up with just everybody taking care of themselves, very proficient.
Yeah.
I love that.
Grandparents too, same thing. Very self-sufficient.
Yeah, we are the same way. So I'm very familiar with that. You just go out and you get it done and you figure it out.
Exactly. I long for the day where I would just be happy paying someone to do something for me.
I wish that day was here
What's
too.
that like?
When I was pregnant, I splurged and I paid somebody to clean my house 3 times. It was amazing. I was just like, this is my treat. Actually, no, sorry, it was right after I had the twins. So like I was like, I can't even fucking get move off this couch without these babies crying. So I'm like, I
Right.
just 3 times I paid for someone to clean the house, and it was so magical just
That
watching this
must,
person clean my home.
oh yeah, because it takes me days. I don't want, number one, I don't wanna. Number
Mm-mm.
two, I just I don't know if I have ADHD.
I
I
get
just
distracted.
it's all done. I just yeah.
Literally, the lights are off, and I have those little lights in the background to hide the mess that's hiding behind all of this. These
Oh,
are decoys. These are decoys, Brandy. It's a mess back there.
I wish I would have had the I mean, look at that. No, don't look at that.
Just
Don't
lean a little to the left. No,
make myself look bigger.
there you go. Crank your chair up a few notches and
Tease my
really
hair
let
a
that
little bit.
hair out. Yeah.
If I brush these curls out, it'll hide the mess.
Curly hair life. You have way curlier than me too, but it's such like throughout the day, does your hair just change?
Yes.
It
And
just
especially in this humidity, this
mm-hmm.
ridiculous humidity in Louisiana, it's crazy. Like, I'll lose a good 2 inches of my hair
Yes.
length throughout
Some
the day. And
days you're just
your hair is so thick, I forget that it's undercut too, and
I
it feels so thick.
That's why I did it. I did it again after the kids. I started getting some real balls after you have your kids. It's like you don't give a fuck anymore, right?
Yeah.
And I was like dying. It was summer and I had the 2 kids, and I literally just pulled my hair up, got the shavers because I had them for my husband, and literally went zzz, 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 zzz. And then I called my niece who's a hairdresser, and I was like, "Hey, you should come over and clean this up because I did something today."
Yeah,
That's how it happened.
I just gave myself a summer shag where now I have bangs and like a little shaggy do. And I love it.
Ooh.
I get compliments all the time. And even my hairdresser, the last time I went, she's like, I'm not touching it. It looks amazing. I was like, if you need to clean it up, she's like, nope,
She's
I'm
like, "You
leaving
did
that
good.
alone.
You did good."
I did. I guess I did.
I'm not afraid to cut my hair. I think that's just, I don't know. You have to just be prepared to handle what you do.
When I first cut it, I learned it from a TikTok video. Uh, because you can't find a lot of people that cut curly hair.
Yeah.
So I remember I cut it and then I took a bath and I was just like in a bubble bath, just thinking like, oh my God, I totally just cut my hair. And I hadn't washed it or styled it yet. And I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? Oh my God. But it turned out cute. So I lucked out this time.
That's fantastic. You did. I gotta say, as I was looking through like your page and stuff, you have a real affinity for like sharp angles, I noticed with your work, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that
Really?
was something that you intentionally did or just kind of is what's happened.
Oh, I don't know.
If you
I
look
like
through, you'll
sharp
see. Yeah, like you just see
Yeah.
like you're very into that look, and it looks
Yeah.
gorgeous. Like it's so
Thank
clean.
you. Thank you. I love mid-century modern
Yeah.
design. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. A lot of angles, a lot of clean lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the look of it. Like, what inspires you to make a certain item? Or is it like a need or going to a show?
Usually a need, when a customer comes to me with a need, I've been lucky to have a lot of free reign, you know,
Nice. Mm-hmm.
um, with designs, and they just so happen my clients so happen to like them, the designs. So I get to kind of make what I want, sort of in a way, within certain constraints. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really I cannot complain. I have great clients so far. So
Good.
yeah,
Are you doing this full time, part time right
I
now?
am full time right now. As
Okay,
we,
because I thought you were teaching before, right?
I was teaching. I was teaching.
Okay.
Yes, I was an art teacher at my son's school, and I went full time last school year. Well, sort of. And then I subbed for a little while and then sort
How's
of.
it been?
It's scary.
I'm 1 year in full time too. I feel you.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not busy enough to make a quote living. Other times I am. So I guess it's just it all equals out. We'll see where this goes. I'm not sure if I'll stay full time for now. We have a growing child. They require a lot of money.
They sure do.
So I don't know. I may end up going back to work part-time, maybe full-time. This will always be a job for me though.
Yeah, 100%. I feel the same way. I always tell my husband, I'm like, we'll see how long I can pull this off
Yeah.
and continuously make enough money to survive. Because, like you said, everything just keeps getting more expensive,
Yes.
So to be able to keep up with that, it's like shit. But also, like now that I've done this, it's so hard to think ever about going back full time.
Oh, I know.
I could see maybe a part-time career, but I'm like, oh, full time.
I just can't. Like every job I've had, and I hate to say this, but it's true. I feel like I've always had my foot out the door. I'll be there, whatever, 6 years, but I always feel like I have my foot out the door. Like, no, I gotta go do my own thing. I've always done my own thing. So I've worked full time, but like I've never felt like, okay, I'm gonna be here for 20 years doing this. I've always felt that pull to be doing my own thing. Hard. I wish I
to
wasn't like that.
No, I
And
feel
then I was
you.
like, what do people that don't do anything spend their money on?
Everything.
Everything, probably paying bills,
Vacations.
vacations, clothing.
Things that we don't tend to do because we're pinching every penny because we're trying a new adventure right now.
Exactly.
Although I did go on quite a few vacations though.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Always buying a new tool or buying
trying new materials that cost more because now we're older, we're getting fancy.
Oh my goodness. Like I would be well dressed and I would probably hire people to finish things in my home, but no.
But
What
it's
kind of
just
life is that?
exactly. I don't know. It's just so much nicer to be able to do it yourself. I mean, not nicer. I mean, if I had the money, I would pay for it. I will be honest. I'd be doing the stuff I want. But there is a great satisfaction that comes from it that you did it. Like the other day, I built some beams on top of the deck that like we're redoing outside. Like we're doing a remodel out there. And I turned in this ugly thing that I love my dad. I'm sorry, Dad, for saying this. But my dad just put over like this post and then drilled some holes and hung up something so that you could see the back of the screws on the other side. And it just looks so ugly. So you're in this nice little deck that we just finished creating. And all you're doing is staring at the back of the screws. So I boxed it in. But I was like, the house is old. Nothing is level. Nothing is straight. So like I had to do all kinds of weird cuts to do it. But afterwards, I was like, I kept going out there. You know that infamous, like when you look at something you've done and you just keep going back in there and peeking at it. I kept doing that. I was like, I did that.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, you get to stare at this all the time right there.
I know, except for sheetrock. Oh,
no one.
Drywall and who in the world loves doing that?
Drywall Shorty does.
Oh, yeah.
There's an account that's called that, and she just loves it. But I don't know who enjoys it. The sanding, like it just gets everywhere.
There's a place in my laundry room that I need to do, and it's been a year since it's torn apart, and I'm like looking at my husband like, you gonna do this? Who's doing this? Me? You? Me? You? No? Anybody? So I guess no.
I have a hole in the ceiling I have to patch because my
Uh,
shower was leaking.
oh
And
no.
yeah, we had to take it all apart and then we ended up remodeling the shower and everything. But I still have that hole I have to patch and I just keep looking at it because I just patched 3 in the garage recently and I'm like, more holes to patch.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Yeah. We have a doorway that we had to break apart because we had to get a new washing machine into the door and it didn't fit. So we had to break it. Why?
Oh
If
my
everything
God.
could be solved by welding it, I'd be all right. But no,
It can't be.
I know. Can't be a perfect world, I guess.
No. One day, your welding will pay for everything. So it's kind of like you're solving every problem with
Yeah,
welding.
right? I wish. I hope.
Hmm. What do you what do you enjoy making the most?
Ooh, I don't know. I enjoy everything because every project's different. Like I get to work on a variety of projects. I got a a conference table. I got
Okay.
some stair rails and some interior stair rails that I'm working on, and a lighting fixture that I have to replicate. So everything's fun.
You get a little bit of everything. You get like that
Ooh,
utilitarian type thing when it comes to stairs, but then you get to have fun with the lighting and like probably be very creative, I'm assuming, with that.
yes.
That's
Like
cool.
it's a challenge. Like a designer asked me to recreate a lighting fixture that they have existing, but make it a double sconce. So
Ooh.
like that's a challenge, and I
Yeah,
enjoy that. You know, making everything look like the original.
yeah, that's a cool. Yeah, I've done a couple pieces of art like that, and sometimes when you're like, you can get really into it. You just want to have so much fun to kind of like
Oh
recreate
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's fun. So what else do I have? That's it. That's it. I'm about to install some handrails for a tiny house.
Oh, cool.
A ship ladder stair rail.
How
So
do
that was
people find you? Is it from Instagram or are you selling things on Marketplace? Like
mostly local. Like
local?
the people that I do custom work for, so it's mostly local, and they know who I am. Um, I'm not like they know who I am because I'm so popular. They just know they've been seeing my work around, or they know, you know.
Right, they're connected. When you work with small businesses, that's the cool thing is like usually people are talking with each other and they're going to share those people who they can rely on who have quality work. You
Yeah,
make a
well,
name for yourself.
exactly. One of the projects I have now is from a designer that works with me pretty regularly, and he referred me to someone else, and yeah. So when they need the tedious work done, they call me. Like stuff that needs to be really precise or like really clean and good,
Mm-hmm.
they call me.
When they see something quickly welded together, that's not a showpiece. They're like, this guy.
Right. Yeah, that's not what we need right now.
Yeah. We can't pay your rate right now because you're too good. We just need this done.
Yeah. Yes. And then I
Yeah.
come back and fix it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then you end up getting that job anyways, and they pay your rate. You're like,
That's
just
right.
come to me.
Oh, oh, oh. Sorry about that.
You're fine. Did your husband upset them?
Yes, he walked in the house.
How dare he?
I know. Get him. Kill, kill. All right.
Oh, I love that. So for your company, like if you continue to go full time, what do you want it to morph into? Is there a certain thing you have in mind?
Um, I always like so I have like a little product line that I make things. I have an Etsy shop, I have a website. Um, so I always wanted to do that, but just continuing the custom work.
Yeah, I think that like, is so fun.
Yeah. There's a lot to be had. Like I was in a neighborhood in our state capital, in Baton Rouge, um, for a job. uh last weekend, and I'm driving through all these new neighborhoods coming up. I'm like, how many new neighborhoods can there ever be? Like, are are we being inundated with people in this state? I mean, my goodness. And like, nice houses. And there's a lot of metal. And I'm like, look at all this. There's not a shortage of work. There's,
No.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's always a new neighborhood coming up and always new houses. And
Do you talk to like
remodel.
developers and things to get into that
I
avenue?
I don't. I haven't yet.
Should call the
Um,
numbers on those signs.
uh-huh.
I'm just
In
saying.
my heart, I could drive around and go to all these new developments and
Grab
hand
that
out my
number.
card and,
Yeah.
hey, you need metal work? I'm your gal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see that. Well, what I was thinking is I could feel like just you have such an amazing personality. Like I always love seeing you at like workbench and stuff. Like I'm excited that you're gonna be at Maker Camp again.
I'm supposed to be teaching, so yes.
Okay. All
I
right.
have I
Fantastic.
have yet to make any arrangements, but yes, I'm gonna be there.
Yes. Are you guys doing the women's welding class again?
Yes, I think we are.
That's cool. I thought that was really neat. I just feel like everybody was just so excited for it.
They were. We had such a good crowd, waiting to learn. I mean, I taught women, men, and children how to
That's
weld.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know I when I was doing actually there was a couple kids in the power carving booth, but the year before I taught somebody who was like 12. I was like, this is so funny.
I know. They had quite a few kids come into the welding booth. That was it was so cool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Was that your first time teaching younger kids to do that?
Yes. Teaching
Yeah.
them how to weld, yes.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
Does your son have any interest in it or is he not into it?
He does. He's never asked me to. He says, "Mom, I want you to teach me how to weld," but then he kind of he picked up the bass guitar this summer, so he's
Okay.
obsessed with that right now.
Well, that's good though. That's another one of your interests. He's
It
leaning into music,
is.
so that's good.
He and you don't know if your kid has quote it,
Mhm.
but he picked something up in our family because he took to it pretty quick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing music for? I assume
My
your home life. Yeah, yeah.
I was 17 and my sister was 15 when we first started singing in bands, like
Okay.
like
Like
in
in
clubs,
bands, like yeah,
in
out
bands,
there.
playing every weekend. Yeah, that was our job. That was my job through college, just playing and
Nice. Doing gigs.
doing gigs,
Doing
gigging.
gigs.
Yep. And then we've had our time where there wasn't anything going on, or people were having babies, and but we always come back to it. It's awesome. So in the band that I'm in now,
Yeah.
with the classic rock band, we have 2 Grammy nominees in our band.
Well, look at you now.
Yeah, right? It's very impressive to hear that.
It is. How do they get their Grammy nominees?
So it's my sister and my first cousin. They have a band called Sweet Cecilia,
Okay.
who made an album honoring our 2 cousins' father. He was
Okay.
nominated 30 years ago to the day that the girls were nominated. And the album that they were nominated for was a tribute to his music. He passed away in 2014 suddenly, but he was a well-known Cajun musician and
Okay.
traveled the world, and again, Grammy nominated.
Mm-hmm.
And so they made a tribute album to him and were nominated for that album.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's so cool too, with a 30-year gap too. Like
30 years.
that's so
Yep.
neat.
Exactly 30 years. Yep.
It was funny because I remember like meeting Justin and he was like, yeah, you go hang out with Brandy and you're up all night, you're singing. It's a good old time. I was like, yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. And like all the people that we know, oh yeah, he's nominated for a Grammy too. Like there's this little niche of music here in
Mhm.
Acadiana And all these Cajun musicians have been nominated for Grammys for their
That's
music.
so cool.
Yeah,
You have a whole community right there.
we do. It's awesome.
So how did you get involved with like the maker community in general? Is it just from creating what you do and people kind of found their way to you, or did you kind of actively go looking for it?
So funny you should ask, because somebody asked me this the other day
Oh,
when we were in Cleveland. Derek asked me, Derek from Aube.
okay. Yeah.
The first, I think the very first person that I followed, that I found in the maker community was Zach Herberholtz of ZH Fab. I don't know if you know him.
But I probably won't know a lot of people that you follow, just the metal aspect.
Right.
But
Well, he
yeah,
was he was a metal
yeah.
guy. I was like, oh, look at this guy. He does everything that I do. Cool. This was years ago. Years ago. I've been on Instagram since 2012.
I saw that. You've been here for a
Yeah,
while.
I've been here for a while. So, and then I saw that he went there were events he was going to. He may have gone to the first Workbench Con
Okay.
um and then I met Jimmy at a mini maker fair in New Orleans.
Saw that.
Followed him, went to the first I'm sorry, it was the second Workbench Con ever. And by then I had met Katie Freeman and Ethan Carter were my first like
Buds.
good, yeah, my first Instagram buddies, you know,
Love
like
it.
so. And then that was it, you know, just kept putting myself out there and meeting people at Workbench Con.
It really helps you build such a network of people. Like I'm
Good.
not plugged. At least I was so funny, like when I work for them, but I'm like it really does help you build a network of people. It's insane.
Oh yeah, oh my God, I met so many people. I met Jody Collier, who's well the Weldmonger,
Oh, that's awesome.
like JD Brewer. I got to meet Jimmy again. So many people that first worked MinchCon. Like it
And
just
and now you just went on a trip with Jimmy and Derek, like you know what I
did.
mean? And
Like another trip. I had done
another.
another trip.
Oh, look at you.
I did an event with Jimmy earlier this year for Make 48.
Oh,
So
fantastic. So 2 in 1 year. That's awesome.
in 1 year.
How was that experience? Have you done it before?
This was my third Make 48. The first one was with April.
Okay.
This was when COVID was happening. So they had done a YouTube series, a YouTube maker series
Okay.
where, yeah, so April was the main maker, and then she asked me to join her to make a river table for Granger Smith, who's a country music artist.
Okay.
So we made a table for that. So that was my first Make 48, which it was a different type of
Kind of
Make
thing.
48.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I did one in Madison, Wisconsin, and then this past one I did in Kansas City. So really cool. And I think I may do another one this year.
Fun.
We'll see.
And it's always a different kind of challenge, and
Always a different challenge.
you kind of
Yep.
work around the clock to get these things done and like their 2 day
Yeah.
window. Okay.
If they need a welder, I'm there on standby.
You're like, tag me in, tag me in.
Yeah. Whatever they need help with, I'm there.
I like it.
It's fun.
They seem like a lot of fun. Like I enjoy watching all the like recaps, and I love seeing like since we follow so many makers, you get to kind of see like the behind the scenes aspects of everything too. So that's always fun too.
Yep. Especially when you're busy at one, you know,
Mhm.
and then you have like sometimes you have limited resources, or a space to work. You kind of got to make do with what you have, which is a fun thing, a fun
Yeah.
challenge,
Yeah.
you know, too. So yeah. So I'm hoping to do nationals in Arkansas. So we'll
That's
see.
awesome.
that nothing's been settled, but we'll see.
Oh, I hope to see you there. That's like the fun part too about being self-employed. Like you could just take these opportunities as they come. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can actually say yes.
Yes, I actually, when I was a teacher, I missed the first 2 days of school to go to a Make 48 event. I was
That's
like,
so funny.
"Guys, I hate to ask this," and they were worried I was gonna say I quit, but I said, "I need the first 2 days off. I have an event." And they're really cool. They're excited that there are teachers doing stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah, like, having an art teacher participating in that kind of stuff, that's pretty amazing.
yeah,
I know like for me when it came to the point like the half foot in the door type of situation, I
yes.
wasn't really like that until like almost like when I got married and had kids because it kind of happened all at once. That's when my door foot was like way out that door like and I really wanted to be get out of there. But like when opportunities started coming closer to like when I was almost ready to quit, I was like, just like, hey, I have to go do this. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna go do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna leave early this day. Like, I started like asserting myself.
No, because
Like,
when are you ever gonna get opportunities like that?
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. You hate missing out,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Especially when you know you like you feel you belong there too. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's like that's where I should be, and where I am right now, I'm holding myself back. And why? For security, to know, you know what I mean? Like what
Oh, yeah.
it's been a big battle, right?
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's like
No.
I have potential, but I can't do it because of where I am.
Oh, no. I swore, like, pretty recently, when I started doing things like this, like, I don't wanna miss out anymore. I don't wanna
Mm-hmm.
miss out. Like, Maker Camp, I don't wanna miss out. I
Same.
need to be there. That was, like, such a good experience, and I had a lot of opportunities happen from that, you know, I'm
Yeah.
sponsored by Lincoln now. Um, I loved working with them. I love working with them. I wanna be available, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to do things.
Well, too, you're on their network now. So if they need something, they can
Right.
tap into you. Like that's a whole nother resource. And you just went on that trip, to go learn from them. Like that's such
Yes.
a cool experience. There's only a few of you that were there, that was
Right.
hand selected. So that's such an opportunity.
It's such a blessing. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, "Who am I?" Who I was just some chick, like, didn't know what she wanted to do with her life and learned how to weld 23 years ago just because
Someone
I
said it.
yeah, and I loved it and I fell in love with it. And now look where it's led me.
You're someone who said
Like,
yes to the opportunity.
exactly. All these places and people I've met, like, who gets to do that? Like, it's unbelievable.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. It's so cool. And like that's why like we talk so highly about like the community. And that includes like the brands like Lincoln. Like you got to work with them at Maker Camp. They must have loved what you did. So
Yeah.
then that has blossomed into another opportunity. And that like it just continues. Like the more you show up and do what you do, the more doors open.
Yeah. Who'da ever thought?
I know. I know.
So, you know,
Yeah, I do. I
you do
do.
know.
That's like this. It's so funny. Like as I've podcasted for like the last 3 or so years now, I've been growing with it. And so like the guests come on, I can relate to them more and more because I've been living in those same shoes now. Like it's fun to talk to somebody who's been doing this for a year full time because I know they're full of those days where they're just on top of the world and killing it. Then there's
And
other days where, yeah, you're at the bottom and you're just like, am I gonna make it this month? Like, are we gonna be okay? Like,
oh, girl. Yeah,
it's real worries, especially you
it
have a family too and
it is.
responsibilities and unexpected expenses.
Oh, you have no idea. Like, this month has been rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky. But, and then something happens, like, Saturday night, our band played, and we had a really good night,
See,
and I made good money. So then, like, "Oh, okay. We
yeah,
live to see another day."
We were hurting like this month. Our car got stolen in April.
No.
Yeah. Literally my husband's car got stolen out of the driveway at 4:30 in the morning, and it took 2 months for them to consider it totaled when we finally like found it. Yeah, it's been a nightmare. So we've been just pouring money out. So like you said, something happened though. Sabretooth said, "Hey, remember that pitch that you did for a Halloween carving contest? Let's do it." So like now I can afford another month of this,
Yeah.
because they believe in me, and like I pitched something a couple months ago and it's happened now and I'm in the midst of it.
Yeah. So they found the car?
They did, of course. The third week it was missing, they found it just parked in front of someone's house. Like they don't tell you if it's really that person's house or not. And then when we got it back, it was all banged up and damaged. And they had like a basketball in the trunk, and there was junk food wrappers all around it, and like soda bottles and shit. Like they've just were partying in it for like the last 3 weeks. They say it's like 12-year-olds. It's a Hyundai. So I don't know if you've heard about like the Kia and Hyundai
Yeah, that
situation.
they've been easy to steal or something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. So he had a Hyundai and it got stolen. So of course we didn't buy another Hyundai because we're like, we're not dealing with that again.
No, no, no.
You know?
Wow.
Yep. So like you said, like those unexpected expenses that come up, and then you have to figure out a way to get around it, or when you're having a low month, like just those again, you said yes to another opportunity. You had a great show and it paid off.
Yeah. You just wonder how long is this
It's
good
feasible.
this good vibes gonna last?
I think as long as you keep pushing
Oh,
forward and making your own opportunities, you'll be all right. Like that's what I was saying. Like, do you go to those building sites that you see them like get all those new homes and
right.
putting yourself
Right.
out there, visiting the shops that restore things like the restoration places, and
Yeah.
like really getting that name out there, Brandy. I want to see more creations.
More Brandy.
More Brandy. I want to see your team when you need to have a team help you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Would you like that, or would you hate being like having a team of people underneath you?
Oh,
Right?
I don't
Because we
know.
working alone is so nice too.
It's so nice. Uh, I don't know. I don't know about having a team. Could they I would have to be like really
To trust someone to do
trust,
something.
yeah,
Yes.
to trust someone. Ooh,
Maybe
that's
you
rough.
have a shipping department. That would be glorious.
Might be nice if I were having to ship more, and which around Christmas time it does get a little busy.
Yeah,
Last year I was substitute teaching almost full time, and I was like, oh my God, I got all these orders and you gotta give it. I was stressed
I
out.
bet. I
Yeah,
bet.
yeah. It was so I don't know. Maybe this season will be different.
I mean,
Maybe.
you won't be distracted at least by having another career unless you had like
Well,
some big job.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that could be as bad as having another career if you have things
A
that
big
can make you quick money or big money, but
right,
takes
a
a
big stressful
while.
job. Oh my God. Yeah, I know.
I need this brand new staircase. I want it to be spiral and it's 3 floors high.
Oh my God.
Have you ever done anything like that? Like some crazy
No,
thing?
not like a big spiral staircase. I used to work at a welding shop that we used to do some very, very high-end homes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I haven't taken on any projects like that in my own shop.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. I like the little niche I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of cool little project, not little, but smaller projects, I
So a
guess.
staircase is a big project, but
It is, stair rails are,
yeah,
but those are like component type things. But like I don't know. I'm sure I could do it. I
I'm
would
sure you
always
could. You'd probably have to hire help for the install or something, or
well,
big family. I
my
know,
hired help is my
honey.
husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he helps me with a lot of my installs. Yeah, he's like very good at like rigging things, or like if we have to
That's
make
nice.
fixtures to pick things up with our tractor, he can, yeah, he's good at that.
That's really nice to have, especially if
Yeah.
you're doing larger pieces like that.
Yes, which we have.
Go,
So
hubby.
yeah.
I always say I feel bad for the partners of people who are makers because we're always just like, hi, I know you're happy, relaxing, but could you come do this?
Yes. And he's like, I'm still waiting for my payment from that one that one project we did 3 years ago.
Did I make you dinner? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Did I feed you? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then. Next.
Did we feed our family? Okay.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Yeah. Did our family eat well that month? Yeah, we did. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, really, that's all you can hope for.
So
So I
I
got
already oh no, I already bought my ticket for Workbench Con as soon as they released them.
Mart at that 429 price or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotta
That's the
get
way
it
to
now.
go. I might be teaching in Vermont for like a couple days, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah. I might be teaching in like a freehand, like a power carving sculpture class with color.
would love to. I want to do more power carving. I
If you
think
have time, come hang out with me at Sabretooth.
oh, I have grinders. It's not like
That's what
it's
I mean. Just
not
throw a
using
different fucking disc on there and let's go.
exactly.
You could incorporate that with
Oh,
your metal work. You can make these awesome tables that you power carve the edges on with some nice slab of wood on top, and then boom,
oh,
a
I
whole
know.
new product line.
I know. Oh my God. And I always tell myself, you don't need another hobby. Don't get another hobby. You don't need another hobby.
Thank you for coming on here and chatting and spending a little time
Oh,
to get to know
thanks for
you.
having me. This was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, absolutely. I
It's good to
almost
see
invited a
you.
guest host, and I was like, nah, I'll have my time with Brandy.
Oh,
Who would you
thank
have thought I would have grabbed though? I'm kind of curious.
who?
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 Who did I almost text today?
Justin.
No, because I feel like that would be too obvious.
Oh,
I almost went for Sam from DIY Huntress because
my
I feel like
not boo.
yes, I feel like that would have been perfect. So I think we need to get back together again. But
Let's do it.
I know she's been stressed with like too many things going on. So I was like,
Yeah.
don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And
Oh, I mean, I adore her so much.
she's killing it. And you know what? When did you quit your job or like officially be full time?
We both quit about the same time. Well, the same school year.
Okay,
We
because
decided not to go back.
Sam and I quit on the very same day.
Oh wow.
That's why I'm like, I feel like we're all in this club of the recently quit my job
Yeah.
club.
Yeah, it was the same school year. Well, our school years are,
A little
not
off.
the same,
Yeah,
but
yep.
same school year.
Yep. July
Aw.
26th, or sorry, June 24th was both of our days.
Hey.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, she was who I almost asked. I was like, oh, I think they would be so fun.
Oh,
We'll make it happen.
for sure.
All right. Well, thank you and have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Brandy. I was really excited she was able to have some time to sit with me so we could chat more than just quick interactions at events. So if you are going to be at Maker Camp, make sure you come by to the Sabretooth booth and I'll be there teaching power carving classes. We'll have some free carve, spoon carving. We're going to be playing with some wheels and all kinds of things. I'll be there with Cecilia from the shop Wood Design. So if you have an interest in it, come join us, bring your PPE, and let's have some fun. All right. And if you go to my page, you'll see my Bride of Chucky is all done. And I hope you enjoyed the reveal video. Now I'm recording this in advance and I have not done the reveal video, but the plans I have in my mind, it's going to be glorious. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check that out. And I hope that it lives up to the hype. All right, guys. And once again, if you're interested in power carving, you could also contact me for information on the classes I have coming up in Vermont very, very soon. Have a great day.